welcome. I see there are 6 of you tuned in. Thank you for joining me. If you joined early and are foam rolling, feel free to continue to do so throughout this intro. You might also use this time to finish gathering any props or getting set up with any music. I will not be playing any music. The props you'll want are some soft things, soft, malleable things. So something like a yoga mat, but also additionally some blankets or towels for extra padding. And then some soft, thick props, such as decorative or couch pillows. And then some stiffer props. I've got a foam roller here and 2 yoga blocks. In place of yoga blocks, you could also use thick books or Tupperware. And then, of course, gather any, other members of your household or animal props. Cats make excellent props. Not really. The benefit of doing this on YouTube Live is that we've set aside this time to have a shared experience together, and yet we can't see each other, so that we can't compare or judge ourselves or each other. We can really focus on our own personal internal experience. We will begin with a short movement flow followed by a seated meditation. Tonight we will do 3 yin postures before a final relaxation. During this time, there is no right position or correct alignment because we're not going to be adding any force, and there's no striving for a progression or goal. For each posture, each yin posture, I will suggest several different setups, beginning without any props and then adding layers of complexity and props to each position to suggest places where you might feel lines of fascial tension. Once I'm done with demonstrations, I'll return to a seated upright position to watch the time, while you will stay in each posture for 2 to 3 minutes. Wherever you land, whichever position, whichever setup you end up in, it should feel safe and comfortable, that you might release all muscular tension and holding, that you can experience quiet sensations. This is a practice of patience, subtlety, and stillness. Let's begin. So for our first movement flow, we're going to do a version of a cross-legged position where you have one leg over the other. And hopefully, your pet will oblige you. There we go. So I've got right leg crossed over left, and we just want the tightest cross that is comfortable for you. So it might be knees stacked over knees, or it might just be ankle over knee. And if this feels really restricted, it can be really helpful to grab any prop, any of your thicker props, soft or hard, and sit up on a prop. So lifting your hips a little bit gives your legs a little bit more room to have the legs nice and crossed. And then we're going to flow in several different directions twice through. We're going to reach up tall and then fold forward. Let the head bow. Take a round of breath. And then flow back up, reaching up. Reach back behind you, leaning back as far as is comfortable. Reaching up, flowing to the side, round of breath. Reaching up, other side. Reaching up. And then twisting, staying tall in your twist. Reaching up. twisting the other way. Reaching back up. We're going to go through that same flow one more time, and pausing here if you need to adjust, adding or subtracting any props under hips, knees, ankles, readjusting. Same leg cross though, one more time through, reaching up, flowing forward. Reaching up, reaching back. Reaching up, growing tall, flowing to the side. Other side. Reaching up, twisting, reaching up, twisting other side. Coming back to center, gently uncrossing. Legs wiggle out, perhaps giving them a shake, perhaps rolling the ankles, twisting, wiggling, neck, wrists, fingers. And then crossing the other way. So I started with right over left, but whatever you started with, switch it. And again, this side might be different. Maybe you need less or more propping. And again, start, you feel like this feels really restricted to begin with, prop underneath the hips to begin with, and then you might add any additional props where you're making contact with the ground or underneath knees or ankles. Raising the arms, growing tall. Folding forward, letting the head bow. Reaching up before reaching back, leaning back. Reaching up before going to the side. Reaching and growing. Swaying to this other side. Reaching and growing. Twisting tall. Reaching tall. Twisting deep. Returning to center and taking a moment if you need to adjust the cross or the prop. One more time, reaching up, folding forward. Reaching up, reaching back. Reaching up, swaying to the side, full round of breath. Reaching up, swaying other side. reaching and growing, twisting deeply. Reaching up, twisting, and then returning to center, unwinding, and we're going to get ready for our seated meditation. You want to sit in a comfortable, non-distracting position. So in some cases, a chair is your best tool. Sitting comfortably and upright in a chair, if that's nearby and available for you, feel free to make use of it. Otherwise, sitting on the floor, you can sit with your legs out in front of you in any variation, legs crossed, or legs folded back underneath you, or anything of your own creation. In any of those cases, sitting on something propped up can really aid in feeling like the hips, knees, and ankles aren't too restricted or tight. And then you could always prop as well underneath knees or ankles or shins, whatever is making contact with the ground or isn't making enough contact with the ground to feel supported. So settling in. And then palms can be down, palms up, or clasped in your lap. Eyes closed, or a soft, steady gaze on the floor in front of you. Allow yourself to observe without judgment, analysis, or reaction. Bring your awareness to your external environment, allowing all sounds to reach your ears. Might be coming from my end of the camera, or from outside at your home, or your room, or within your room. Bring your awareness in to the outside of your body, the sensations on your skin, the positions of your posture. Draw your awareness further in. The sensations inside your joints, muscles, digestive system. Bringing your awareness to your state of being, your energy, your emotions. Allow yourself to observe any lingering thoughts or feelings in the same way you observe sounds drifting in. Bring your awareness to your breath. No need to change your breath, simply observe. Notice its rhythm, its sensation, its movement. And all the time, when things distract you from your environment outside or inside, from your body or your mind, allow yourself to observe those distractions without judgment, analysis, or reaction, and simply come back to your breath. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Feeling breaths that move all the way down towards your pelvis, belly, and low back, and all the way up to your collarbones and the crown of your head. Nod your chin towards your chest. And gently open your eyes. introduce any movement that your body is calling for. Our first yin posture is going to stem from the inner thigh and groin area, looking for a line of stretch that stems from this area and then moves throughout the inner thighs, into the back of the lower legs, possibly into the soles of the feet, and from the inner thighs also moves to the low back, along the spine, up to the back of the neck, and possibly into the brow line. So, but starting from here, several different options for setup. You can do a soles of your feet together position, closer or further. Or you can do legs extended out, even just a little bit wider than hips or quite a bit wider than hips. Legs could be straight or bent. In either position, whether you're going for the feet out or feet together, again, we should feel lines of stretch from the inner thigh and groin area spreading down and then up the back. And in either case, you'll allow the forehead to drape, the back to round, the arms to be soft, whether it's in that leg position or this one. In both positions, you may choose to be propped up. So I'm going to take two of these and sit up. And then, I'm sorry, pigeon. Yeah. You may need to prop underneath heels or any place you're making contact with the ground. And you might feel like you need to prop underneath the forehead if the weight of your forehead is too intense. Or you might need to prop underneath your knees. Right, for a knee bend. Or underneath my knees here. And I could even lots of options. And within these options, you can explore and discover your own ways to prop. So as you experiment, I will just get myself repositioned, but you are experimenting with different ways to set up and prop. It's going to feel safe and comfortable, yet still feel this fascial line of tension where the muscles aren't working, but you feel this interconnected tension and line of energy. So now settle in. Let go of the last fidget and fussing. Allow yourself to settle and savor the stillness. as you stay in this position, sensations will change, they will shift. What may have started out as a more intense sensation might fade, and others that hadn't been there before might arise. There is no need to chase or strive for anything in particular. Simply observe the shifting sensations. Allow yourself to just see what happens when you stop trying. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Letting your breath be the first active movement, and then noticing how your breath changes the sensation of this posture. And then gently lifting, slowly beginning with your head. Perhaps re-engaging in the feet or ankles. Perhaps giving the feet or legs a little massage. And taking any movement or stillness that calls for you, you might choose to lie down on the ground and hug your knees to your chest, or just simply lie in a neutral position and notice the effects and changes. You might choose more active counter poses, leaning back, lying on your back and doing a bridge. Or switching knees side to side. I'm just going to gather my props. They are reachable for me. For our next yin posture, you're going to start by lying on your side. I'm lying on my left side. And I'm going to take my top right arm and grab behind me my bottom right, or my bottom left leg. So my right arm is grabbing my left leg. If that reach is a little bit difficult, you could always take one of your soft props and loop it around the foot to make that reach a little easier. And then several options from here. I could simply lie almost on my side or leaning towards my belly, holding that leg back, or which makes for a greater line of stretch in the top of that leg. I can stay with that hip position, but open my chest, which makes for a deep torso twist, and it goes from the top of the bottom leg, so the quadricep area of the top leg, or the bottom leg, the top of the bottom leg. I know, it's complicated. So this bottom leg that I'm holding, feeling a line of stretch through the top of the ankle, shin, quad, into the hip. And then when I lie towards my back, I get into my belly, into my twist, into my ribs, possibly opening in the chest. And depending on where I put the other arm or twist my neck. I might choose to let my hips come even further and twist this top hip also towards the ground, so I'm lying more on my back. And in this, I might feel more opening in this case, my left shoulder and in my right hip. So lots of different options about where you might feel things. For propping, depending on where you are in this twist, you might need to prop under your head. So if I choose to stay on my side, almost towards my belly, underneath my head, I might need to prop underneath a knee. I might need to prop underneath my head, but with a small prop. And anywhere you feel like you are either not supported enough, that the weight of your body makes it too intense, or that the pressure of the ground feels too intense. So getting yourself set up. Experimenting with different options. Even if you have done this with me many times, it's an important step to allow yourself time to experiment, because our bodies change from day to day, from week to week, from year to year, and not to immediately go to what you did before. So trying different setups, trying different props. And then settling in. Allow yourself to feel supported by the floor. Allow your muscles to hang off of your bones. Each breath, another opportunity to let go a little more. Using these breaths to savor wherever you have landed. And then very gently reawakening. You might simply let go of the foot. You might uncross, roll either onto your belly or your back. Rolling onto your back, taking any movement you feel would feel good, or lying in neutral. On your belly, you might press yourself into child's pose or into downward dog. These long transitions, unguided, simply optional, are also an important part of the Yin practice, giving you a chance out of the stillness to observe what you need, what your body is calling for. And then when you're ready, no rush, setting up your other side. In this case, I'm lying on my right side, and I'm going to take my top left arm to grab my bottom right leg. And I might let that knee prop me as I roll almost towards my belly. Or I might leave my hips on their side and let my chest open up towards the ceiling. Or I might even let my hips roll towards the ceiling, let my navel point up. And adjusting where you want the other arm, where you want your head, where you want your free leg. And then propping, pillows, blocks, padding underneath your body where you're making contact with the ground. And I have yet to meet the perfectly symmetrical person. This side will need different things. There is no need to make this side look like the other. And then settling in, letting go of the fidget and fussing, letting whatever you have found yourself in be okay. As you settle into this stillness, any time that distraction tickles back in, which is entirely normal, come back to your breath. Let your breath be enough. breath. Allowing yourself to gently unwind, releasing your leg. Choosing to lie on either your belly or your back. Allowing yourself to rest in stillness and observe the effects. Or perhaps taking other counter movement. Our next and last yin posture, we're going to look for sensations of fascial lines of tension and stretch throughout sort of the glute area, low back, along the spine. And then we're also going to feel in the shoulders, sort of in the lat area, sort of armpit and ribs, and possibly into triceps as well. So without any, with only just something padding underneath shins, knees together, feet together, coming into a child's pose with arms out. And then the way we feel a little more through the shoulders, chest, armpit, and triceps is to rotate the palms, either so that they are not on the ground, but palms facing each other, or palms up and bending the elbows. Palms facing each other, or palms facing first up or then the shoulders. You might bring your palms to your shoulders, or you might just have palms in at any angle. And then propping. In addition to propping just simply underneath your shins, you might prop underneath the elbows. And then you might choose to prop the hips. Propping the hips if you're feeling too much tension in the knees or ankles. I might also choose to back myself off so that my the padding underneath my shins and knees stops at my ankles to allow my toes to hang down slightly, or I might even fold this blanket and make it higher to lessen the pressure on the ankles. Other options are to prop underneath the arms. So I might choose to raise my elbows off the ground, not just for padding, but to change the angle. And then I might choose to put something in between my hands, and either a soft bend in the elbows or a deeper one. And you might choose any number of combinations of propping and setup options. So allowing yourself this time to explore, to try different things. And as you're trying different things, try to take at least one deep breath in each different option posture. And then settling in. yourself to observe what is there or what shows up when you stop trying. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Very gently, allowing your elbows to straighten. Perhaps sliding the arms underneath you. Rotating the palms back down to help you sit up gently. And then taking any movement that your body calls for. Perhaps some rounding and arching of the spine. Perhaps moving hips and shoulders in circles. Perhaps some downward dog. Then as you take these transitional movements, we'll be setting up for our relaxation. Lying down on the ground, you might choose to pad underneath your head lightly. You might choose just lying flat on the ground, or you might choose to prop underneath your knees. You might also choose to take one of your blankets and wrap yourself up. You could also choose to take one of your soft props and cover your eyes. Settling in. Allowing yourself to be completely at ease. Observe the sensations in your legs. Without movement, feel tension and strength engage. Perhaps your kneecaps pull up slightly, calves tighten, perhaps bringing stiffness and rigidity into the toes. Feeling glutes engage and squeeze. And then relax. Allow your legs to feel heavy and sink into the floor. Bring your awareness into your arms. Bring rigidity and strength and tension, energy into your arms. And then release, allowing hands to be soft, shoulders to roll into the floor. Bring awareness into your torso, your hips, abdomen, chest and back. Bring tension and energy, engaging abs, tightening, and then release. Bring your awareness into your throat, your face, your head. Bring energy and strength into your jaw, your neck, your forehead. And then release. With everything soft and comfortable, simply follow your breath. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Reintroduce movement, perhaps rolling ankles and wrists, stretching fingers and toes, stretching long and big, arms reaching overhead, and then curling tight into a ball. Roll to your side, and then use your arms to help you gently sit up. Coming into a comfortable seated position, we'll conclude with 3 breaths together. Inhaling through the nose and then exhaling audibly out the mouth. Together. more. Thank you. It was wonderful sharing this with 6 of you tonight. You are welcome to share your experience, feedback, or requests. You can do that in the comments section of this live feed or email me, Kym, K-Y-M, at zested.net. And then you can visit our website to join our mailing list or follow us on Facebook or Instagram. And then lastly, if you value this experience, really appreciate either donating. You can do that at paypal.me/zested, or sharing with friends and family in whatever medium works best for you. Again, thank you for joining me and Pigeon tonight. Have a peaceful evening.